Hello everybody, this is Gold League Gamer 1 and Dyne, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI.
And one thing I didn't have time to bring up at the end is when I said a different party leader would have a different graphic for a tent when you use it. The way to change your party leader is in the menu, just change your formation, and whoever's in the first slot becomes the party leader.
Yep.
That's something that's actually been present since the beginning, since Final Fantasy 1. Though Final Fantasy 4 is really the only one where you can change the party leader without changing formation. Actually, I take that back, because in Final Fantasy 3 you can, and you actually have to, because to use different abilities on the map. That's that. This is this.
Yeah, that name Grease Monk kind of reminds me of this old show that my dad watched all the time called Monk.
Oh yeah, my mom's a fan of that.
Yeah, I especially know that theme song, It's a Jungle Out There, from that show.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Grease Monk is just short for Grease Monkey. They didn't have enough room for the full thing.
Oh. Well, he could be a monk.
Sabin's actually the monk of the team.
Ah.
So you can follow this guy for about halfway, then you'll regain control, and you can loot the place if you want to. There is an inn to the south. And the save point in here.
Okay.
Here's the guy we need to talk to down there.
And I have no tents to use.
No need to use one because of the free healing in the other room.
Okay.
That's the way it is, and see, everyone got that one. In terms of the healing.
Well, the free healing thing could work. It'll give me back some MP.
Mm-hmm. And cutscene time. Banon, we brought the girl with us. Is she the girl who can talk to espers? Espers? Seemed the Empire had complete control over her. Carrier pigeons brought word that she wiped out 50 of the Empire's best soldiers in a few minutes. That's a lie! Tori! Banon, she doesn't remember anything. Stay where you are. This is a Kodak moment. I want to get a picture. Perhaps you've heard this story. Once, when people were pure and innocent, there was a box they were told never to open, but one man went and opened it anyway. He unleashed all the evils of the world: envy, greed, pride, violence, control, lawyers. All that was left in the box was a single ray of light: hope.
Yeah.
He's a Final Fantasy 13 character. What was he doing in there?
Well, maybe they introduced him here and then he brought him back in 13.
No. Just being silly. Oh, you what? You only spoke about 5 lines. How can you be tired after that? Then again, it's exposition.
Well, maybe he just had a long day or something.
Oh, yeah, he was standing around waiting for the party the whole time. And this is an interesting piece of backstory about Locke. You never find out anything more about that person he's talking about, because when you find out more of his backstory when you visit his hometown later, it's something completely different. But in order to progress, you have to have Terra talk to the rest of your party members and then find Banon. They'll just say the same thing.
Okay, that I did not realize.
Yeah, once you can find Banon, that guy will say something different and then move. Now, there is a small cache of treasure in here. If you go to the back right corner and walk right, you'll walk through a hidden wall and get a couple more chests in there. A couple accessories in here. That air lancet, I think that's a weapon for Locke. The True Knight is an accessory.
Oh yeah, I think I used it when during during my first playthrough when I kept trying to attempt to defeat Kefka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the use of relics in the latter end of the game can make it a cakewalk. Don't you dare tell him I said that.
Just like this bit in Frozen where Kristoff says, "I'm gonna tell him." Anna says, "Don't you dare!"
I still have not watched that. I need to do that. Maybe I'll watch it by the time this goes up.
That would be a good idea. Frozen's a very popular Disney movie.
Well, I wanted to watch it while wrapping gifts over the past weekend, but I didn't want to watch. I didn't want to be distracted by something I hadn't seen before and not wrap. But here's the inn. Just talk to that guy to rest up. I think there's something in that pot too. Excuse me. And that guy behind the counter there is actually an item shop. Well, you can afford sprint shoes now, at least. See, unfortunately, the thing about sprint shoes is you do have to equip them, and it takes up an accessory slot for somebody. And it's always good to have at least one pair per party when the team is split.
Yep.
And the True Knight is an accessory where if someone is at low health and they get attacked, that person will protect them. To continue, I have to talk to the guard at the front. He'll tell you where Banon is. And just keep running into that wall. I guess the corner is so narrow it's easy to overstep. There's nothing else in here. Edgar's wandering around aimlessly. Probably thinking of how to score. Then again, there aren't a whole lot of women in here. And talk to him. There you go. Now, up here, if you talk to Banon, and he gives you this choice, and if you say no 3 times, that changes the event very slightly.
Oh, okay.
And basically, he gives you this relic. You'll basically get a different relic. And in my opinion, a much better one.
Well, I figured it could have been one of those scenarios where you gotta say yes to him in order to continue.
No, it basically continues either way, because you have this planning meeting right here, which, if you've never played the game before, does provide some exposition.
Alright.
And of course they basically discussing this. And this is actually the first mention of espers outside of the beginning, since the beginning.
Alright.
You don't mean...
or the Magi. It can't be.
Not by O'Henry, by the way. That's a gift of the Magi.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought it would be pronounced Magi here.
Mm-hmm. This is basically exposition on talking about how the Empire's using his magic, why they want espers. And they come to that same conclusion.
Magitech enemies with Magitech weapons.
They need Terra's help in order to speak to that esper.
Yep.
And basically, if you say no 3 times, you'll skip this scene, and right here, it'll skip up to this part where Banon will rush in, and this guy comes in. Gives a report. South Figaro has been taken. He just told you. And the funny thing is, the Empire never actually makes it here. But it does help to kind of run away.
Has to sneak into the South Figure and slow the Empire down. Oh, right.
Yeah, so, like I mentioned, the party gets split. This is the first time it happens.
Yeah, but we meet up with them again, though.
Yeah, beware of Edgar. And Locke, South Figaro was through the other exit. And if you say no 3 times, you'll get the other relic right here. One of the regular soldiers will give it to you.
Yeah.
It's about time to go to the next area.
Yeah, which they revealed was the Lete River.
It's one of those. Is it Lete, Lete? I always called it Lete. Made popular before the internet slang.
Oh, Lete. Oh, which would rhyme with Pete.
And dish out a meat.
Yeah. At the Lete River.
Now, this area can either be one of the easiest or one of the hardest in the game. This is why. Protect Banon at all costs. If Banon's put out a commission, your journey is over. So you think, oh man, I have to keep this guy healed up? Well, once the battle loads up, I'll explain.
Well, actually, up until like a later boss fight, keeping Banon alive is not that hard.
Well, as you can see, Banon is part of your party, and that health ability, free healing for the whole party every time. That's really the only thing you ever want to do with him.
Well, you see, yeah, as long as you keep doing that, then he stands a better chance.
Yep. There's really only one way it won't work, and that won't be till the boss fight. I'll explain that then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because
this decision doesn't matter. You'll end up going to the same area every time.
Yeah, because there is this one sentence that the upcoming boss says that either Banon will make it or he will not. No spoilers though.
And that health ability comes in super handy, mainly because you can't open the menu between battles until the raft reaches shore.
Okay.
So that health is really the way to do this.
Yeah, well, we will have one chance to get off for temporarily.
There are 2 save points in this dungeon. But all the battles happen in set spots. So I think the fastest way to avoid the most battles at the back of that fork is to go left. In the end, doesn't really matter much. And there's another sap ability. I don't see how a wing would do that.
Alright.
Now this place isn't too bad for gaining levels, because there is an infinite loop you can do in a little bit, where if you have a turret controller and set the cursor to memory, you can just have it go around that loop. In the battle, Banon will just use health every time. Leave the game on overnight, you'll be up like 30 levels or so. And of course I'll point that out when we get to it. If we get to it at this video, we only have a minute left.
Okay.
Now, an interesting thing about the blind status in this game is that it's basically completely ineffective. It does not affect your hit rate at all. So
so it doesn't work like the confuse attack in Chrono Trigger.
Right, because it's basically a bug. The blind status doesn't hurt you at all, and magic evasion doesn't work. It's basically the same as your physical attack evasion. And so that's a bug they fixed in later versions of the game.
Okay.
But if you ever get blinded, don't worry about it, basically.
Oh. Alright. Since the video is coming to an end, I think we're about to get off the raft at any moment now.
Yep. There's the first
and here it is. Hey, and that's where we stop for today. So until next time, this is Gold League Gamer 1 and Dyne. Later, folks.
Bye, guys. To be continued. Aw, man!